I'm not quite sure what the question is there. Is it why? I have no idea. It's a million-dollar question, really. I think a lot of it goes back down to the fabulous stories that J.K. Rowling wrote for us. I've only just been told, actually, that South America is one of the most popular places for the films entirely. So that's amazing. I have no idea why. All I know is we're very grateful for it, and I hope. Well, I know these last two especially are going to be the favourites. So we're all thrilled to be here. So thank you. Yes, the last day on set was very very awkward. No one really knew what to say. It was a very strange feeling. We've been looking forward to the end for so long that when it came around, none of us really knew what to say or do. So yeah, it was very emotional. I know a few of us got very teary on the last day. And yes, in regards to music, I've started a little independent record label and I've recorded some music. And yeah, I hope to share it with the world and hopefully Mexico likes it. Yeah, I've obviously been with Draco for over 10 years now. And I already miss him, actually. It's kind of weird saying goodbye to a character once you've played him for so long. As far as things that I've liked about him, not much, really. He's not the most pleasant child in the world, it must be said. And there's everything to dislike about him, but as far as an actor goes, it's really great to play someone who is so well written, as well as being so different from myself as a character. Draco's the complete polar opposite to Tom, so it's great fun to play someone so different. And yeah, I already missed him actually. We had a lot of fun playing Draco over the years, so yeah, it's sad to see him go. Wow, deep question. I mean, the messages are so strong in this film, in all the films really, sort of, you know, the classic morals of love, hate, family, friendship, yeah, basically the sort of, you know, the morals of decent human beings. And I think Harry and his friends really represent everything good in the world, and obviously quite the opposite with Voldemort and his lot. I think as far as my own personal character goes, Draco is really a product of his parents, and a real show of what terrible parenting can do to children. I feel very sorry for Draco because he has the worst parents in the world, it must be said. So yeah, I feel very sorry for him. As far as messages go, I mean, yeah, it's the strength of love, I guess, because that's the one thing Voldemort doesn't have. And the one thing that Harry has in abundance, and at the end of the day, that's what's going to make the difference.
Wow. Sorry, the first question was about leaving, about how.
Yeah. What kind of personal journey is sending to you?
Sure. I mean, it's more than most of my life. I auditioned for Draco when I was 11. I'm 23 now, so yeah, it's the majority of my life. It's been an incredible journey. It's very hard to imagine where I would have been had I not have done it. It's very strange, but an amazing journey. I feel incredibly lucky to have been part of this amazing project. And it's quite sad to see it almost at an end now. We still have lots more to look forward to, so the end isn't quite in sight yet. And as far as achievements or things I know all of the cast are exceptionally proud that we remained throughout, really. I mean, I was one of the oldest ones when we were cast at 11, 12. I know Daniel was 10, I think I was 9. So the fact that we've all dozen, I think, of us have actually managed to go through the last 10 years and managed to achieve the 8th film goal. We always figured that at some point they were going to replace us, or some of us would drop out and they would find new cast members. So yeah, we're very proud that all 8 films include the original cast, and it's really nice to watch us, especially Daniel, Rupert and Emma, watch them all grow up from very young children to the adults we see today.
Very quickly, I did at the London premiere. They had an Xbox set up with the Kinect, so where you were doing all the magical spells. That was incredible. I never thought we'd see that in our lifetime. And I'm a huge gamer myself, so I look forward to getting into that. To be honest with you, I didn't have a clue what I was doing, but I look forward to learning. And as far as the character, yeah, I think Joe purposefully wrote Draco as a
one-dimensional bully for the first 5 years, so all the audience would really hate him. I think that was the goal. And then we see in book 6 and finally in 7, we see that really he's a victim of terrible circumstances, and I feel greatly sorry for him. I think Harry and Draco are really two sides of the coin. Harry with every positive influence around him, and Draco with absolutely everything negative. And we really see in 7 part 1, we really see Draco start to question whether his role models are quite so idyllic as he once thought. He certainly starts to step out of his father's shadow. Draco's a real product of his terrible father, and in this film we really see him start to question whether that's a good path or not. Yeah, so I caught a bit of that. Yeah, I mean, we really focus, the first part of the story really focuses on our 3 heroes, and seeing them outside of Hogwarts. Malfoys have really been pushed back. They no longer have the power and the stance they once had in the Wizarding Kingdom. And unfortunately, I can't say much about part 2. One, because my lips have been sealed by Warner Brothers, but also the fact that I haven't seen it. I don't really know what's going to come. I don't know what they're going to cut, what they're going to choose, what we're going to see. So, I mean, it really continues from part 1, where we see, although it's not a huge scene by any standards, but we see Draco start to question whether he's in the right camp. And that continues in part 2. We really see him almost lend a hand to Harry, and likewise, it's a very strange relationship that continues. But obviously, these last 2 parts are really about Harry and Voldemort. Really, those are the two characters that everyone's obviously watching, and everyone else around them is kind of just helping, or in my case, not helping. So I hope that answers your question. Definitely not. Yeah, it's a very, it's a mixed emotional time because the end is in sight. I still feel like we have lots more to look forward to. So although the end is in sight, it's not just there yet. So it hasn't quite sunk in the fact that we're not going, not going to get to return and do it again. In regards to Harry, I actually auditioned for Harry about 2 or 3 times all those years ago, and for Ron as well. Not only am I very grateful that I got the part of Draco, just purely because he's a character that I thoroughly enjoyed playing. I don't believe, you could search the world 10 times over, you won't find anyone better to play Harry than Daniel, and the same for Ron and Hermione. So as much fun as I'm sure it would have been, I'm not going to take anything away from these guys, because they certainly have played it beautifully. So yeah, I look up to them rather than envy them. Fantastic, that's great news. Yeah, I mean, certainly in the last few years, I've realised quite how lucky we have been to be not only working, but to be working in this incredible franchise. So fingers crossed, I will continue doing that. It's embedded a huge passion for filmmaking. Not only acting, but also behind the scenes, directing, producing, screenwriting, and I hope to continue on this journey. It's been an amazing 10 years, and I hope to do it for, another 10 at least.
Thank you.
Sure. I've been very lucky since finishing filming the last Harry Potter in April, I think we finished. Since then I've been very lucky to continue acting on some other film sets. There's a film called Rise of the Apes, which is a prequel to Planet of the Apes. That will be coming out next year. That's a really big movie we're excited about. A film called The Apparition, another Warner Brothers picture, which I was incredibly excited to be part of with Ashley Greene from Twilight, so that was great to work with her. And I've also just finished an independent film called From the Rough, which follows 5 international golfers who win scholarships to play golf in America. So all very different parts and very different from Draco. So yeah, fingers crossed I can continue with that. It's been very interesting to step outside of Hogwarts, so to speak, and to see what other film sets are like. And the more time I spend away from it, the more I realise how lucky we were and how great we had it, because it was truly an amazing project to work. Yeah, I've been asked that quite a bit, the typecasting issue. it's a very bespoke role, obviously a young, blonde, evil wizard. I can't see too many of them popping up again, to be honest with you. And if it is, then great. Like I said, I've been lucky enough to do some other films since, so hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. And if villainy is something that stays with me for the rest of my life, then happy days, because I thoroughly enjoy playing. I just thoroughly enjoy playing people who are very different from me, and Draco certainly is that. So yeah, fingers crossed I can continue on that journey. As far as favourite films, I thoroughly enjoyed. I've seen this last one now twice, and it's by far my favourite to watch, certainly. Saying that, I had an absolutely brilliant time on all the last 3 films, but certainly Half-Blood Prince was a very different film for myself, and it was great to be there as much as I was, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.